So Nigel, are you seeing a similar shift for B2B customers trying to get involved and adopt these cloud order management capabilities?
Well, sure. Certainly cloud is an enabling technology of this entire transformation. The key is really about being able to build a flexible architecture, one that's very adaptable to changing expectations. We know that the business buyers' expectations are going to rapidly evolve, just as the consumers' expectations have rapidly evolved. And so you need to have an architecture that's flexible, that can adapt to new technologies as they come about, new ways of engaging with customers. You see, the interactive voices as an example of something that wasn't around a few years ago, that now we can have a conversation with Google Home or Alexa or Siri and potentially inquire about products. And so we're going to see those kind of things weave their way into the digital experience and other technologies that we don't even know yet. So absolutely, it's about really using the flexibility that comes with a cloud-enabled platform to help drive that future opportunity.
Yeah, and I think also when we see that adoption of those technologies, again, you both referenced it, really great examples just around how you can use not just the adoption of technologies including cloud, but also just some of the flexibility that's needed here. One, you had a point around data and how data can be used. I tell you, in a B2B sense, while those concepts of personalization also carry through to B2B, it's fundamentally different than some of these retail scenarios that we all experience every day. From a retail perspective, if you're a consumer engaging with the brand, some of the things that you really are important to you is like, am I a new customer, returning customer? There's some data you should know about me, and personalize the experience based on that. In a B2B sense, boy, you have far more data about me, and if you have a flexible architecture that can not only support enhanced customer engagement models, but also bring in data from disparate resources now to personalize that experience. And personalization for me now in B2B means, hey, you know who I am, you know the company that I work for, you know the contract that we have between our organizations that governs things like the catalog of items that I can actually shop from you, our corresponding entitled price, all the corresponding terms and conditions that come along with that, including things like how products can be shipped, possibility for returns, all those kind of things. And then as I continue to mature, you should give me the opportunity to manage my account and all the entitled buyers in my organization as we engage with you to buy products and services. And then even if we buy configurable items from you, that's like a next level of personalization for B2B. And then finally, how can you use cognitive type capabilities to inject, again, machine learning around, boy, this contractual relationship that you have between organizations can be further optimized if you look farther into the data, and here's some recommendations to further personalize that B2B experience. So similar concepts, but fundamentally executed in different ways for B2B models. And again, taking into account some of these not only architectures, but also disparate data sources.
Yeah, and you know what, from a B2B perspective, right, it is the end-to-end supply chain. B2B is complex, a little bit, the complexity of B2B order fulfillment or, procure to pay is a lot more complex than retail or distribution, for sure, everybody knows that. But then the opportunity is huge as well. Most of the customers that we are today consulting with, they still have the whole order fulfillment process is kind of manual, 60, 70, 80% manual. They touch the order every time it goes through the system, manual allocation, manual looking up inventory. There's a lot of inefficiency around price discrepancies, a lot of inefficiency around how do I fulfill the order, how do I measure the SLA, how do I know the metrics that I need to measure, how am I doing on my KPIs and all that. So there's a huge opportunity on that front. A lot of these customers, they don't want to take like keeping an on-prem system in their data warehouse or in their hosted model to manage it and increase the risk. What they're trying to do is go more towards the hybrid, go more towards the cloud model. That way they can reduce the risk of managing those systems as well as scaling it up when it is needed, because they don't know what they're going to get into in the next 2 years or 5 years, what the revenue channels are going to look like, how much more revenue, how much more growth they are looking at, right? So cloud really gives them a really good flexibility, scalability perspective, so that they are set up for success in the next 5 years. So we are seeing a whole lot from a customer perspective. They are asking for cloud, going to the cloud, enabling these platforms, enabling this solution to be able to better cater to the needs of their end customers. So That's really the theme that we are seeing, end-to-end supply chain, and most of the things they want to put it on the cloud.
I was going to say it's a really fine balance between, like you said, personalization for the vendees themselves and then prioritization for the businesses trying to say, how do we get these orders? What are we going to do to ensure that we know who are we serving and meeting our business objectives, and then using that data to define where they're taking things.